Chapter 1. The financial world you live in is not neutral. It is built on systems that quietly shape how you earn, how you spend, how you borrow, and how you think about money. These systems do not announce themselves. They do not tell you what they are doing. They operate in the background while you live your daily life. From your first salary, your money is already divided before you touch it. Taxes remove a portion. Inflation reduces what remains. Housing takes the largest share. Transportation, food, utilities, and debt payments consume most of what is left. By the time you consider saving or investing, very little remains. This pattern is not accidental. It is predictable and consistent across millions of people. You are not failing inside a fair game. You are participating in a system that extracts value before you can build it. Most people are trained to believe that stability means safety. A stable job, a stable paycheck, a stable routine. Stability feels secure. But stability can also be a cage. When your entire financial life depends on a single income source, your choices shrink. You become careful, you avoid risk, you avoid change, you avoid questioning the structure that feeds you. This is how control becomes invisible. It does not come from force. It comes from comfort. Your lifestyle rises slowly with your income. Each raise is followed by higher expenses, a better phone, a better car, a larger home. Subscriptions, services, and conveniences multiply. Nothing feels extreme. Each step feels reasonable. Over time, your freedom decreases while your obligations increase. You earn more, but you feel no safer. You feel more dependent, not less. This is not personal weakness, it is behavioral design. You are rewarded for consuming. You are not rewarded for owning. You are praised for spending. You are not praised for saving. You are encouraged to borrow. You are not encouraged to build reserves. These messages surround you through advertising, social pressure, and social comparison. They shape your habits quietly over years. By the time you realize that something feels wrong, your life is already structured around fixed payments and long-term commitments. You do not feel trapped, but you also do not feel free. That is the quiet design you were taught how to earn. You were not taught how to build control. You were taught how to survive. You were not taught how to escape. This book is not about blame. It is about awareness. Awareness is the first crack in the cage. When you understand the system, you can step outside it. In the next chapter, you will see how the salary model shapes your behavior and why it limits your long-term power. Chapter 2. The Salary Trap. From the moment you enter the workforce, the system begins shaping your thinking. Your first paycheck feels like freedom. You are finally earning your own money, making choices, and feeling independent. But this feeling is temporary. The system quickly embeds rules that keep you constrained without you realizing it. The first rule is simple. Your income is finite, predictable, and controlled. A salary is designed to cover your basic expenses and some discretionary spending. It is enough to survive and sometimes enough to feel comfortable, but it is rarely enough to build real financial freedom. The ceiling is clear and your work becomes tied to that ceiling. Every month, you plan your spending around your expected income. Bills are prioritized, subscriptions are paid. Savings are delayed. You may tell yourself that the problem is your spending habits, but most of what you earn is already committed before you make decisions. Your choices are limited, and that limitation trains your mind to accept scarcity as reality. to work harder to earn more. But every raise comes with an invisible cost. Lifestyle creep is built into human psychology. With a higher salary comes higher expectations. You upgrade your car. You move to a larger apartment. You increase social spending. Each increment feels reasonable, almost necessary, but your financial freedom does not increase proportionally. You are moving, but your cage is expanding with you. The third trap is time dependence. Your money is tied directly to your time. If you stop working, your income stops. This is the most dangerous trap because it links survival to continuous labor. You may think that your job is security, but in reality, it is a leash. You trade hours for money, and the more you work, the less freedom you actually gain. Most people never break this cycle. They assume that increasing income or taking promotions will eventually free them. But it rarely does. The fourth trap is debt. The system encourages you to borrow. From student loans to credit cards, installment plans and mortgages, debt is framed as a normal part of life. At first, borrowing feels like leverage, but it often becomes a chain. Monthly payments consume your income, reducing your ability to save or invest. The more you borrow, the less flexibility you have. Debt is not only financial, it is psychological. It teaches you to accept limitations, to delay freedom, and to prioritize repayment over growth. The fifth trap is social comparison. You are constantly exposed to the success and spending of others. Colleagues, friends, and social media profiles display lifestyles that seem attainable but are often funded by invisible debt or structured advantage. This pressure programs you to spend beyond necessity, to upgrade constantly, and to tie self-worth to possessions. You are trained to measure success by outward symbols, not by actual control or independence. All of these traps combine to create a predictable outcome, a life where earning more feels good temporarily but does not deliver real freedom. Your paycheck becomes a leash, your lifestyle expands to match it, and your debt or expenses ensure that you are always dependent on the system. Breaking free begins with awareness. Understanding how your income and habits are being shaped allows you to step outside the assumptions. You must question the rules the system set for you. Why do you need a large apartment when a smaller one allows you to save? Why do you buy things to signal status when they only reduce your independence? Why is a promotion so appealing if it only increases obligations? The salary trap is invisible, but it is powerful. It programs your mind to accept limitations and teaches comfort over freedom. Real independence does not come from working harder inside the cage. It comes from redesigning the way you earn, spend, and control your money. By the end of this book, you will understand not only the traps but also the strategies to escape them. You will learn how to build multiple sources of income, how to automate savings and investment, and how to regain control over your time and decisions. The salary trap is the first obstacle. Awareness of it is your first weapon. In the next chapter, you will learn why debt is the silent controller of your life and how to identify the subtle ways it limits your freedom. Chapter 3: Debt and the Invisible Chains. Debt is often presented as a tool, a pathway to opportunity, or even a normal part of adult life. From student loans to credit cards, car loans to mortgages, borrowing money is framed as acceptable, even necessary. The truth is harsher. Debt is a control mechanism. It is a quiet chain that links your freedom to the system's rules. When you take on debt, you exchange your future income for immediate resources. At first, this seems harmless. A loan allows you to buy a car, pay for education, or furnish your apartment. You feel empowered. You feel like you are ahead, but every loan comes with obligations. Monthly payments become non-negotiable, interest accumulates. Your financial choices shrink. The system benefits because it ensures you remain dependent. Debt teaches you to prioritize repayment over growth. Your attention shifts from earning to paying. Your mental energy, once available for planning, thinking strategically, or building assets, is now consumed by schedules, bills, and deadlines. The borrower becomes a servant of the lender, often without realizing it. Most people underestimate the power of small debts. Credit cards, store financing, subscription services, these seem minor, almost invisible. A few dollars here and there do not feel like chains, but over months and years, these small obligations add up. They consume money, limit options, and condition your thinking. You begin to accept a life where money is always tight, where sacrifices are permanent, and where freedom is postponed. Debt also programs your psychology. It creates stress, anxiety, and a sense of urgency. You work more to cover payments. You delay investing, saving, or taking opportunities that could increase your independence. You learn to value immediate comfort over long-term freedom. Every dollar you spend while in debt is a dollar you cannot use to build control. Society reinforces this cycle. Education teaches you to borrow for degrees, advertising teaches you to borrow for possessions, and social pressure teaches you to maintain appearances. You are encouraged to keep up with the lifestyle of peers who are often in the same cycle of debt. Comparison ensures that you feel normal in your chains. Understanding debt is not enough. You must also understand leverage. Proper leverage can be useful, but it is rarely taught. Most people do not know the difference between productive debt and destructive debt. A mortgage on an investment property that produces cash flow is productive. A credit card balance for new clothes that depreciates immediately is destructive. Yet, the system teaches the latter as normal and discourages critical thinking about money. Breaking the invisible chains requires action. You must track every liability and understand its impact on your cash flow. Identify high-interest debt that is reducing your options and prioritize its elimination. Reduce reliance on new debt by creating a system of savings and emergency funds. Learn to say no to purchases that signal status rather than build value. Recognize that freedom is worth more than temporary comfort. Debt is not evil, but ignorance is. The chains are invisible because most people never question them. They believe that borrowing is standard, necessary, or even virtuous. But in reality, every obligation limits choice, every interest payment reduces independence, and every late fee or default risk reinforces dependence on the system. The goal of this chapter is to awaken you to the cost of debt beyond numbers. Every chain you remove restores your control. Every payment avoided frees your time, energy, and options. Freedom is not only a financial state, it is a psychological one. Debt controls both. In the next chapter, we will explore the psychology of consumption, how your desires, fears, and social conditioning keep you trapped even when your income rises. You will learn how to recognize the invisible triggers that push you to spend, borrow, and stay dependent. Chapter 4. The Psychology of Consumption. Consumption is a carefully engineered system, and understanding it is critical if you want to escape financial dependency. Human psychology is predictable. Advertisers, marketers, and even social institutions know this. They understand that emotions, social comparison, and fear of missing out drive behavior more effectively than logic. Every purchase you make is often a response to an emotional trigger, not a rational decision. The first driver is status. Humans naturally compare themselves to peers. Clothes, cars, electronics, and even vacations are often used to signal social standing. You may think you are buying for yourself, but in reality, you are buying approval, recognition, or acceptance. This desire is exploited constantly through advertising and social media. The moment you see a peer with a newer phone or a more expensive car, your brain responds with a subtle message: "I need this too." Over time, this pressure creates spending habits that reduce your independence while maintaining appearances. The second driver is fear. Fear of missing out, fear of being left behind, or fear of inadequacy is one of the most powerful motivators. Marketing campaigns use urgency, limited availability, and social proof to exploit this fear. You buy not because you need the item, but because you feel compelled to act immediately. These small decisions, repeated over months and years, accumulate into a lifestyle that consumes more of your income than necessary. The third driver is instant gratification. Human brains are wired to prioritize immediate rewards over long-term benefits. Saving money or investing for the future is often psychologically less satisfying than buying something that provides a visible, tangible benefit now. The system relies on this natural tendency. Every product, service, and subscription is designed to provide instant reward, keeping you occupied, entertained, or temporarily happy while reducing your capacity to save or invest. The fourth driver is habit. Habits are formed through repetition: checking your phone, ordering online, buying coffee daily, subscribing to multiple services. These are not merely conveniences. They are habits that shape your spending patterns. Habits are invisible, but they govern most financial decisions. Over time, habits compound, and you may not even notice how much control consumption has over your life. Equates consumption with success. Graduations, weddings, holidays, and social gatherings reinforce spending as a measure of achievement. You are subtly trained to associate happiness, love, and belonging with material goods. This conditioning is continuous, invisible, and powerful. The combination of these forces creates a predictable outcome. Even when your income rises, your lifestyle expands, obligations increase, and freedom does not grow. You are trapped in a cycle of earning, spending, and borrowing. Most people never stop to analyze why this happens. They assume it is normal, inevitable, or even their own fault. Breaking free requires conscious intervention. You must recognize triggers, question habits, and realign desires with long-term goals. You must ask yourself, are my purchases building control, freedom, or independence? Or are they maintaining appearances and temporary satisfaction? Practical steps to regain control include tracking all spending to identify emotional purchases, distinguishing between needs, wants, and obligations, delaying non-essential purchases to evaluate necessity, limiting exposure to triggers such as social media, advertisements, or peer pressure, creating a system where income is first allocated to control savings, debt reduction, and investment before consumption. The psychology of consumption is subtle, but it governs a significant portion of human financial behavior. Awareness is the first step. Control comes next. By understanding why you spend, you can start to redirect your money toward building independence rather than reinforcing dependence. In the next chapter, we will explore multiple streams of income and how creating diverse earning channels reduces dependence on a single salary, breaks the chains, and accelerates financial freedom. Chapter 5. Multiple streams of income. Relying on a single paycheck is the fastest way to stay trapped. No matter how high your salary is, it has limits. Your income depends on your hours, your employer, and your position. The economy or unexpected events can reduce it or even stop it completely. Most people never think about this. They assume that a higher salary solves everything. They work harder to get promotions, they chase raises. They spend the extra money immediately. They do not realize that no matter how much they earn, they are still in the cage. Multiple streams of income are the key to escaping this trap. They give you freedom. They reduce dependence on a single source. They allow money to flow even when you are not working. They create options and security. They reduce stress and open opportunities. The first type of income is earned income. This is the traditional money you make from a job. It is reliable and predictable. It is a good starting point. But it should never be your only source. Relying entirely on earned income ties your survival to your labor. It keeps you dependent. It keeps you in the cage. The second type of income is business income. A business allows you to separate income from time. A properly structured business can generate revenue even when you are not present. Systems, processes, and capable people make this possible. A business requires effort, planning, and management, but it allows you to scale. It allows you to earn more without working more hours. Business income is not a fantasy. It is practical if you focus on providing value. A small service-based business, a digital product, or an online platform can generate income. It can start small and grow over time. The key is consistency, quality, and understanding what customers want. The third type of income is investment income. This includes dividends, interest, rental income, and other returns from capital. Investment income is money working for you. Knowledge and capital determine its strength. You must learn how to invest wisely. Investing blindly or speculating can be dangerous. Productive investments grow your wealth. Poor investments destroy it. Investment income allows you to earn without working constantly. It requires patience, research, and discipline. A well-planned investment portfolio will give you returns for years. It also protects you from inflation and reduces dependence on earned income. The fourth type of income is passive income. True passive income requires effort or capital at first. Digital products, online courses, books, or automated businesses are examples. Once created, these streams can generate money continuously. Passive income is powerful because it decouples survival from labor. Passive income requires planning. It is not instant. You must focus on quality and value. You must understand your audience or market. The effort invested upfront creates results over the long term. This is how financial freedom is built. Side income or side hustles are another option. Freelancing, consulting, online services, or short-term projects can generate additional money. Side hustles are flexible. They allow you to test ideas and skills. Some take time, some take effort, but they teach discipline and adaptability. Building multiple streams of income is not just about money. It is about mindset. You must think beyond the paycheck. You must see opportunities to leverage your skills, assets, and knowledge. You must focus on building systems rather than trading time for money. Diversification is critical. One income source is risky. Multiple sources spread risk, increase flexibility, and accelerate growth. They reduce stress, increase options, and create security. Even if one stream fails, the others keep you afloat. To start, identify your skills and strengths. Consider what can be monetized. Look for opportunities that match your resources and time. Start small. Focus on one additional stream first. Reinvest early profits. Do not consume everything immediately. Monitor results and adjust strategies. Patience is essential. Building multiple streams does not happen overnight. It requires persistence, trial and error, and continuous learning. You will face failures. You will face uncertainty. But each step builds knowledge and control. Multiple streams also build confidence. You no longer fear losing your job. You can take calculated risks. You can explore opportunities without pressure. You are no longer dependent on one source. You can focus on growth rather than survival. Some people believe that multiple streams are only for the wealthy. This is false. Anyone can start with small steps. A digital product, a freelance project, a small investment, or a service can be started with minimal resources. What matters is action and consistency. The sooner you start, the faster you escape the paycheck trap. The longer you wait, the deeper the cage becomes. Each month without extra income is a month where your options shrink and your dependence grows. In the next section, we will explore real examples of how ordinary people built multiple income streams from nothing. We will also discuss strategies for balancing effort, risk, and reward so that your streams grow sustainably. Chapter 6. Saving and Investing. Systems saving and investing are the foundation of financial freedom. Most people confuse the two or ignore them entirely. They spend what they earn and hope for the best. This is the fastest way to stay trapped in the paycheck system. Saving is simple. It means putting aside money consistently. It does not matter how much you earn. The key is discipline and habit. Saving allows you to handle emergencies. It allows you to avoid debt. It allows you to plan for the future. Investing is different. Investing means making your money work for you. It means creating systems that generate returns. These returns grow over time. They can provide income without you actively working. Investments must be deliberate. Blind investing is dangerous. The first step is to create a savings system. Decide on a fixed percentage of your income. Treat it like a non-negotiable expense. Pay yourself first before spending on wants or even bills. This simple habit changes everything. Emergency savings are critical. Life is unpredictable. Medical emergencies, job loss, or unexpected repairs can happen at any time. Without savings, these events lead to stress and debt. A proper emergency fund gives you security. It allows you to act rather than react. Next is investing. There are many types of investments. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and digital assets are some examples. The goal is to grow your money over time. The longer you invest, the more powerful compounding becomes. Compounding is earning returns on returns. It can turn small amounts into large wealth over time. Investing is not gambling. It requires knowledge, patience, and strategy. Avoid schemes that promise quick money. The system encourages speculation to trap people in losses. Real investing is disciplined and focused on long-term growth. A good system divides income into separate purposes. Part of your money goes to savings, part goes to investments. Part can be spent on lifestyle. This balance ensures growth while maintaining security. It also prevents impulsive spending. Automation is important. Automate your savings and investments whenever possible. Set up automatic transfers to savings accounts and investment accounts. This removes temptation. It ensures consistency. Over time, these small automatic actions build significant wealth. Diversification is critical. Spread investments across different areas. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and other assets provide balance. If one area underperforms, others compensate. Diversification reduces risk and ensures steady growth. Mindset is also essential. Think of money as a tool. Every dollar saved or invested is a step toward freedom. Avoid the trap of using money only for instant gratification. Focus on building systems that generate security, growth, and independence. Discipline is non-negotiable. The system is designed to encourage spending, not saving. To escape the trap, you must be intentional with every financial decision. Track income, monitor expenses, and plan for growth. Invest in your knowledge. Learning about finance, markets, and investment strategies pays higher returns than most assets. The more informed you are, the better decisions you make. Avoid blindly following trends. Focus on principles that have stood the test of time. Saving and investing together create momentum. Savings protect you from emergencies. Investments grow your wealth and create financial freedom. Both systems work best when combined with multiple income streams. Your first steps should be simple. Set aside a fixed portion of income for savings. Begin small investments with knowledge and research. Automate processes to remove human error. Gradually expand income streams and reinvest profits. Over time, these systems compound. Freedom grows. Dependence on a single paycheck decreases. Stress reduces. Confidence increases. You gain options that most people never experience. In the next chapter, we will explore financial mindset and behavioral changes. We will discuss how to think differently about money, consumption, and control. This chapter will teach you the psychological side of escaping the system. Chapter 7. Financial Mindset and Behavioral Change. Most people struggle with money because of mindset, not skills. How you think about money determines how you earn, spend, save, and invest. Without the right mindset, all strategies fail. The first principle is awareness. Understand your habits. Track every expense. Notice what triggers impulsive spending. Awareness is the first step to control. The second principle is control. You must take responsibility for every financial decision. Avoid blaming the system or others. Accept that you can change your situation with deliberate actions. The third principle is patience. Financial freedom is not instant. It requires consistent effort over time. Small actions compound into big results. Avoid shortcuts and get-rich-quick schemes. The fourth principle is delayed gratification. Most people prioritize short-term comfort over long-term security. This is a trap. Choosing to save and invest today creates freedom tomorrow. Delaying gratification builds discipline and wealth simultaneously. The fifth principle is value creation. Focus on providing value through work, business, or investments. The more value you create, the more money you can earn and reinvest. Value creation compounds faster than working longer hours. Behavioral change is essential. Habits control most financial decisions. If your habits are spending focused, income increases only lead to bigger obligations. You must reprogram your habits to focus on growth, control, and independence. Start with simple changes. Avoid impulse purchases. Set clear financial goals. Allocate money for savings, investments, and growth first. Spend only what is left. This simple habit rewires your financial behavior. Social influence matters. Surround yourself with people who value growth, independence, and financial intelligence. Avoid environments that normalize debt, overconsumption, or instant gratification. Your network shapes your habits. Mindset also affects risk perception. Many avoid investments because they fear loss. Fear keeps money trapped in low-return accounts. Educate yourself to understand calculated risks. Risk managed properly leads to growth and opportunity. Emotional control is critical. Most financial mistakes are emotional, not logical. Anxiety, fear, excitement, and envy influence decisions. Recognize emotional triggers. Make decisions based on principles, not feelings. Consistency is more important than speed. Small, regular actions over time produce extraordinary results. Daily discipline compounds more effectively than occasional bursts of effort. Accountability accelerates change. Share your goals with mentors, friends, or financial advisors. Accountability creates pressure to follow through. It helps you stay on track when habits are difficult to maintain. Visualization is powerful. Picture the life you want. Imagine financial freedom, independence, and control. Visualization strengthens motivation and guides decision-making. Your brain begins to prioritize actions that align with your vision. Education is a continuous process. Financial knowledge compounds like money. Books, courses, mentors, and experience expand your understanding. The more you know, the better your decisions, the faster your progress. You must also recognize scarcity thinking. Many operate with a mindset of not enough. This leads to fear-based decisions, overworking, and poor investments. Shift your mindset to abundance. There is enough opportunity to create multiple income streams, savings, and investments. Behavioral change and mindset are ongoing. You will face challenges, setbacks, and temptations. The system is designed to exploit weaknesses. Persistence, awareness, and consistent practice are essential to maintain control. By combining the right mindset with habits, multiple income streams, savings, and investments, you break free from the paycheck trap. You gain control over time, money, and life choices. The next chapter will explore practical steps to achieve financial independence. We will combine all previous lessons into actionable strategies. You will learn how to create a roadmap for your freedom. Chapter 8: Roadmap to Financial Independence. By now you understand the traps of salary dependence, debt, consumption, and limited mindset. You know the power of multiple income streams, savings, and investments. Now it is time to put it all together into a clear roadmap. Financial independence is not a single step. It is a process. Each stage builds on the previous one. Skipping steps leads to mistakes, debt, and frustration. The first step is clarity. Define your goals. How much money do you need to feel free? What does financial freedom look like to you? Write it down. Be specific. This vision guides your actions. Next, assess your current situation. Calculate your income, expenses, debt, and assets. Understand where your money goes. Identify areas where you can reduce spending. Awareness creates control. The next step is to control spending. This means creating a budget and sticking to it. Every dollar should have a purpose. Prioritize essentials, savings, and investments first. Avoid impulse purchases. Lifestyle must follow your plan, not the other way around. Then, build your emergency fund. A proper emergency fund protects you from unexpected events. It prevents you from taking on debt in crises. Save enough to cover 3 to 6 months of essential expenses. After that, focus on debt reduction. High-interest debt is a major obstacle to freedom. Pay off debts strategically. Avoid accumulating new debt. Each cleared obligation increases your options and reduces stress. Now work on building multiple income streams. Combine earned income with side hustles, business income, investment income, and passive income. Start small. Focus on one stream at a time. Reinvest profits into growth. Over time, streams multiply and your dependence on a single paycheck decreases. Invest wisely. Diversify your investments across different assets. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and digital products can all contribute. Understand risk and reward. Avoid impulsive decisions. Let compounding work in your favor. Automate as much as possible. Automate savings, investments, and even bill payments. Automation ensures consistency. It removes human error and temptation. Consistency over time builds real wealth. Mindset remains critical. Practice delayed gratification. Focus on value creation. Build habits that prioritize control and growth. Surround yourself with people who support financial independence. Avoid negative influences that encourage debt or overconsumption. Education is ongoing. Continuously learn about finance, investments, and opportunities. Knowledge compounds like money. The more informed you are, the better your decisions. Track progress regularly. Review income, expenses, and investments each month. Adjust your plan as needed. Small corrections prevent large mistakes. Feedback loops are essential for long-term growth. Finally, be patient and persistent. Financial independence takes time. Results are not immediate. Each consistent action compounds. Habits, income streams, and investments grow slowly at first but accelerate over time. Following this roadmap creates freedom. You reduce dependence on others. You gain control over your life. You escape the paycheck trap. You build wealth systematically and sustainably. The next chapter will focus on common mistakes and traps to avoid on the journey to financial freedom. You will learn the pitfalls that slow progress and how to navigate them effectively. Chapter 9. Common Mistakes and Traps. Even with knowledge, many people fail to achieve financial freedom. The system is designed to exploit mistakes. Most mistakes are predictable. They repeat across millions of people. Recognizing these traps can save you time, money, and frustration. One common mistake is overspending. Many earn more but spend more. Lifestyle inflation keeps them trapped. Every raise or bonus is spent immediately. They appear successful, but freedom does not grow. Another mistake is ignoring debt. High-interest debt is a silent killer. Credit cards, personal loans, and consumer financing accumulate interest over time. People underestimate the impact. Debt consumes money, reduces options, and creates stress. Failure to save is another trap. People wait to save until they earn more. They think savings are optional. Emergencies and opportunities are lost. Saving is not about the amount. It is about habit and consistency. Investing mistakes are common. People invest without knowledge. They follow trends, advice from unqualified sources, or speculative schemes. This leads to losses and discouragement. Proper research, patience, and diversification are essential. Relying on a single income stream is a huge trap. Many feel secure with a salary alone. Unexpected events like layoffs, economic crises, or health emergencies expose this vulnerability. Multiple income streams provide security and options. Emotional decision-making is another trap. Fear, greed, and envy influence financial choices. People buy during hype and sell in panic. They ignore principles and let emotions control money. Discipline and planning prevent this. Ignoring mindset is a critical mistake. Knowledge alone is not enough. Mindset shapes behavior. Scarcity thinking, instant gratification, and comparison prevent growth. Reprogramming habits and mindset is essential for long-term success. Failing to educate oneself is a hidden trap. People assume learning about money is unnecessary. They rely on advice from friends or incomplete sources. Continuous learning about finance, investing, and opportunities compounds results over time. Not tracking progress is another mistake. People spend and invest without monitoring outcomes. Mistakes go unnoticed, small errors accumulate. Reviewing financial activity regularly allows adjustments before problems grow. Avoiding risk entirely is also harmful. Fear keeps money idle, safe options provide low returns. Calculated risk, research, and knowledge create growth. Understanding risk is key to building wealth. Lack of patience is a final trap. Most want instant results. Wealth grows slowly at first. Small, consistent actions compound over time. Impatience leads to quitting too soon or chasing schemes. To avoid these traps, be disciplined, aware, and intentional. Track money, plan actions, and focus on long-term goals. Surround yourself with positive influences. Automate systems, build multiple income streams. Prioritize saving and investing. Mistakes are not failures if you learn from them. Each trap avoided strengthens control. Each bad habit replaced with a positive one accelerates freedom. Awareness and action are your strongest tools. Chapter 10. Real-life success. Stories, learning from others accelerates progress. Many people have escaped the paycheck trap and achieved financial freedom. Their experiences reveal lessons that are practical, repeatable, and motivational. Consider the story of a young professional. She started with a regular job and a small salary. She spent most of her income on lifestyle and credit cards. She realized that she had no control. She began tracking every expense. She started saving a small portion of her income consistently. Over time, she learned about investments. She created a side hustle in her free time. Slowly, multiple streams of income emerged. Years later, she achieved financial independence. She no longer worried about the paycheck. Another example is a small business owner. He started with minimal capital and no connections. He focused on providing value to customers. He reinvested profits into the business. He diversified revenue sources and automated processes. Over time, his income grew steadily. He was no longer dependent on one job or client. His discipline and focus created freedom. A freelancer's story is also insightful. He had skills but no consistent clients. He focused on building expertise and a reputation. He created digital products based on his knowledge. He invested earnings into assets that generated passive income. Over time, he achieved a balance where income was not tied to hours worked. He could focus on projects he enjoyed and still grow wealth. These stories share common themes. Awareness, discipline, consistency, and education are critical. Savings and investments compound over time. Multiple income streams reduce dependence. Mindset determines how challenges are handled. Risk is managed, not avoided. Many successful people also emphasize the importance of avoiding debt traps. They keep obligations minimal. They prioritize cash flow and control over appearances. They understand that financial freedom is not about showing wealth. It is about having options and independence. Learning from mistakes is equally important. All these individuals faced setbacks. Some lost money in investments. Some struggled with side hustles. Some faced economic downturns, but persistence and learning allowed them to recover and continue growing. Another lesson is the power of systems. Systems automate saving, investing, and income generation. They reduce the need for constant decision-making. They prevent emotional mistakes. Systems multiply effort and make growth consistent. Education is a recurring theme. All successful individuals invested in learning. They read books, took courses, sought mentors, and studied markets. Knowledge allows better decisions and faster growth. Continuous learning is non-negotiable. Consistency compounds results. Small steps repeated daily or weekly produce extraordinary outcomes over years. Avoiding quick fixes and focusing on long-term plans separates those who succeed from those who fail. These stories also highlight mindset shifts. Scarcity thinking changes to abundance thinking. Fear of loss transforms into calculated risk-taking. Impulse spending is replaced with intentional allocation. Gratification is delayed to achieve long-term freedom. The lessons are actionable. Track your finances. Build multiple income streams. Save and invest consistently. Automate wherever possible. Avoid debt traps. Reprogram your habits and mindset. Learn continuously. Take calculated risks. Be patient and persistent. By following these principles, anyone can create the life they want. Freedom is not reserved for a few. It is available to those willing to act deliberately and consistently. Chapter 11. Long-term strategies for financial independence. Achieving financial independence is only the first step. Maintaining it requires strategy, discipline, and foresight. Many people reach a level of freedom but fail to sustain it. This chapter focuses on long-term strategies to protect and grow your wealth. First, protect your income and assets. Insurance, emergency funds, and legal safeguards are essential. Life is unpredictable. Illness, accidents, or natural events can destroy wealth if unprotected. Health insurance, liability coverage, and asset protection are critical. Next, continue building multiple streams of income. Do not rely on one source. Even after reaching independence, diversifying ensures stability. Income streams may evolve over time. New opportunities emerge. Old sources may decline. Adaptation is necessary. Invest with a long-term perspective. Avoid speculative, short-term decisions. Focus on assets that grow steadily over time. Stocks, bonds, real estate, and digital products can provide consistent returns. The power of compounding accelerates wealth over years. Reinvest profits to maintain growth. Do not consume all returns. Each reinvested dollar multiplies over time. This is the key difference between those who maintain wealth and those who lose it. Wealth must be active, not stagnant. Monitor and adjust your portfolio regularly. Markets, industries, and technologies change. Regular reviews allow you to rebalance assets, you reduce risk, and optimize returns. Awareness of trends ensures decisions are informed. Maintain discipline in spending. Lifestyle inflation can quietly erode freedom. Higher income often leads to higher expenses. Continue prioritizing savings, investments, and growth. Maintain control over desires and impulses. Continue education and skill development. Knowledge compounds like money. New skills create new income streams. Awareness of trends allows smarter investments. Lifelong learning is essential for long-term success. Prepare for generational wealth. Financial independence is not just about you. Planning for family, heirs, or charitable goals ensures your wealth has impact beyond your lifetime. Estate planning, trusts, and proper documentation preserve your legacy. Mindset remains the foundation. Scarcity thinking leads to unnecessary fear and missed opportunities. Abundance thinking allows calculated risk-taking and continuous growth. Emotional control prevents impulsive mistakes. Build networks and relationships. Connections create opportunities. Mentors, peers, and collaborators provide insights, partnerships, and access to resources. Wealth is rarely built in isolation. Strategic relationships accelerate growth and security. Plan for retirement deliberately. Define your desired lifestyle. Estimate expenses. Align investments to provide income streams that support your goals. Early planning allows compounding to work effectively. Regularly review goals and progress. Life circumstances change. Goals evolve. Systems must adapt. Continuous evaluation prevents stagnation and ensures alignment with vision. Finally, give back. Contribution reinforces purpose. Philanthropy, mentorship, and guidance create impact and strengthen mindset. Helping others also opens opportunities and builds networks that support your own growth. By following these long-term strategies, financial independence becomes sustainable. Freedom is not temporary. Wealth grows steadily. Control over life remains strong. Stress is reduced, confidence and options expand. Chapter 13. Advanced Strategies for Scaling Wealth. Once you have financial independence, multiple income streams, savings, investments, and a strong mindset, the next step is scaling your wealth. Scaling wealth is about taking control of growth, multiplying income, and protecting your assets over the long term. The first principle is leverage. Leverage allows you to use existing resources to generate more. This can be time, money, knowledge, or networks. Using leverage effectively multiplies results without proportional effort. For example, investing in a business that employs others creates income beyond your labor. Leverage is powerful, but must be managed carefully. Poor leverage increases risk. Next is optimization. Every system, income stream, and investment can be optimized. Review expenses, income, and performance regularly. Identify areas where efficiency can be improved. Small improvements compound into significant growth over time. Optimization ensures that resources are not wasted and every dollar works effectively. Automation is another advanced strategy. Automation allows systems to operate with minimal intervention. Automated investments, recurring revenue systems, and business processes reduce human error and emotional mistakes. Automation ensures consistency and frees your time to focus on growth and strategy. Diversification at scale is critical. Once wealth grows, concentration risk becomes dangerous. Assets should be spread across industries, geographies, and asset types. Multiple income streams should also vary in source and stability. Diversification reduces the impact of unexpected events and maintains steady growth. Strategic reinvestment is essential. Profits from businesses, investments, or side hustles should be reinvested into high-impact opportunities. Reinvesting grows capital faster than consumption. Every reinvested dollar compounds wealth. Avoid the temptation to consume profits without planning. Advanced investors also focus on tax efficiency. Taxes can reduce returns significantly. Understanding legal strategies to minimize tax liability allows wealth to grow faster. Professionals often use retirement accounts, tax-deferred investments, and legal structures to optimize tax outcomes. Knowledge of taxation is a critical tool for scaling wealth. Networking and collaboration are key. Partnerships, mentorships, and strategic alliances create opportunities that cannot be achieved alone. Leveraging the skills, knowledge, and connections of others accelerates growth. Many high-net-worth individuals achieve success through collaboration rather than isolated effort. Risk management at scale becomes more complex. Large assets and multiple income streams face systemic, market, and personal risks. Proper insurance, legal structures, and risk assessments are required. Protection ensures that growth is sustainable and setbacks do not erase progress. Scaling wealth also requires continuous learning. Markets, industries, technologies, and opportunities evolve. Knowledge must evolve accordingly. Reading, courses, mentorship, and research keep strategies relevant and effective. Stagnation leads to decline even after success. Another strategy is creating scalable systems. Businesses and investments that grow without proportional increase in effort are ideal. Digital products, intellectual property, automated services, and online platforms scale efficiently. Systems reduce dependency on labor and increase returns over time. Psychological mastery remains critical. Scaling wealth exposes individuals to new temptations, risks, and emotional pressures. Greed, overconfidence, and impatience can destroy years of progress. Maintaining discipline, emotional intelligence, and focus ensures sustainable growth. Asset protection and legacy planning become priorities at scale. Wealth should be secured against litigation, fraud, or unexpected events. Legal structures, trusts, and estate planning preserve assets for the long term. Planning for heirs, charitable goals, and succession ensures that wealth endures. Monitoring performance and making adjustments are vital. Even successful strategies require evaluation. Markets change. Opportunities evolve. Regular reviews prevent stagnation and allow recalibration. Feedback loops maintain alignment with goals and risk tolerance. Advanced scaling also emphasizes mentorship and teaching. Sharing knowledge with others reinforces discipline and insight. Mentorship creates networks, feedback, and opportunities. Teaching others sharpens understanding and often opens unexpected doors. Philanthropy is another aspect of scaling wealth. Giving back reinforces values and purpose. It also strengthens networks and reputation. Impactful giving creates influence and builds legacy beyond financial metrics. Patience and persistence remain essential. Scaling wealth is a long-term endeavor. Growth is not linear. There will be challenges, failures, and setbacks. Those who maintain consistent, disciplined action succeed over time. Compounding works best with time, not speed. At this stage, wealth is no longer just survival. It becomes a tool for impact, influence, and freedom. The combination of income streams, investments, systems, mindset, and emotional mastery creates a self-sustaining ecosystem. You control time, money, and choices. Scaling wealth successfully is a blend of strategy, psychology, discipline, and continuous action. Each element reinforces the others. Systems create stability. Mindset ensures discipline. Knowledge drives decisions. Reinvestment accelerates growth. Risk management preserves gains. Collaboration and networks open opportunities. By applying these advanced strategies, you ensure that financial freedom is not temporary. It becomes sustainable, growing, and adaptable. You move from surviving comfortably to thriving, creating impact, and leaving a legacy. Action is the difference between theory and results. This chapter focuses on practical exercises, daily routines, and habits that reinforce all the lessons from previous chapters. Implementing these consistently turns knowledge into sustainable wealth and independence. The first exercise is tracking all financial activity. Every income, expense, and investment should be recorded daily or weekly. Awareness is the foundation of control. Without knowing where money goes, it is impossible to manage it. Use a notebook, spreadsheet, or financial app. Categorize spending. Identify patterns. Review at the end of each week. Make adjustments. Over time, tracking creates clarity and reduces wasteful spending. The second exercise is goal setting and visualization. Write down clear financial goals. Include specific numbers, timelines, and milestones. Visualize the life you want. Imagine what freedom looks like. This exercise aligns your actions with objectives. Motivation grows when the mind can see the outcome. Review and update goals monthly. Celebrate small wins. This reinforces persistence and discipline. Next, develop a budgeting routine. Allocate income into categories: essentials, savings, investments, growth, and lifestyle. Follow the principle of paying yourself first. Money for growth should always be set aside before spending on wants. Automate transfers when possible. Adjust percentages as income grows. Budgeting prevents impulse spending and ensures progress toward freedom. Daily reflection is a powerful tool. Spend 10 to 15 minutes each day reviewing your financial decisions. Ask yourself, did I spend intentionally today? Did I save and invest according to my plan? Did I work on income-generating activities? Reflection builds self-awareness and strengthens habits. It also highlights areas needing improvement before they become problems. Create a side hustle schedule. Dedicate specific hours weekly to develop secondary income streams. Treat it like a professional commitment. Consistency compounds results. Even small, focused actions weekly create meaningful income over time. Track progress and refine strategies. Side hustles often evolve into significant income sources when nurtured systematically. Daily learning is non-negotiable. Spend time every day reading, watching educational content, or practicing skills related to finance, investments, or business. Knowledge compounds like money. Continuous learning allows smarter decisions, reduces risk, and uncovers new opportunities. Schedule at least 30 minutes to 1 hour daily. Consistency is more important than duration. Practice deliberate saving. Each day, consciously make saving a habit. Challenge yourself to find ways to reduce unnecessary spending. For example, avoid eating out unnecessarily, cancel subscriptions not in use, or negotiate bills. Each small decision strengthens discipline. Over weeks and months, these actions accumulate significant savings. Investing exercises are also important. Regularly review your portfolio or potential investments. Analyze performance, read market trends, and assess risk. Make small, informed adjustments rather than impulsive decisions. Use simulations or research before committing large amounts. Treat investing as a skill to practice daily or weekly. Mindset reinforcement should be a daily routine. Repeat affirmations, visualize goals, and reflect on lessons learned. Write down moments where fear, impatience, or greed influence decisions. Reflect on what you could have done differently. This strengthens emotional intelligence and decision-making. Financial mastery is as much about psychology as it is about strategy. Networking and mentorship require consistent effort. Dedicate time to build relationships with mentors, peers, and collaborators. Attend webinars, forums, or professional groups. Share knowledge and seek advice. Consistent interaction creates opportunities, guidance, and feedback that accelerate wealth-building strategies. Another practical routine is risk assessment. Weekly or monthly, review potential risks in income streams, investments, or personal finances. Plan contingencies. Update insurance, emergency funds, or diversification strategies. Regular risk evaluation prevents crises and ensures resilience. Time management is critical. Financial freedom requires focused action. Schedule blocks of time for high-priority activities such as income generation, investments, learning, and planning. Avoid distractions during these periods. Consistency and focus are more productive than sporadic bursts of effort. Gratitude and reflection reinforce perspective. Each day, acknowledge progress, achievements, and opportunities. Gratitude reduces stress and comparison. It strengthens patience and motivation. Recognizing how far you have come prevents discouragement during challenging phases. Weekly financial reviews are essential. Analyze income streams, expenses, savings, and investments. Adjust plans based on results. Identify inefficiencies or areas of improvement. Set goals for the next week. This structured review keeps you accountable and aligned with long-term objectives. Monthly goal evaluation adds another layer of control. Assess milestones reached, obstacles faced, and lessons learned. Adjust strategies for income growth, savings, investments, and personal development. Monthly reflection ensures alignment with vision and allows for course correction before minor issues become setbacks. Quarterly planning is valuable for scaling wealth. Review progress toward long-term goals. Assess investments, business growth, side hustles, and risk management. Identify new opportunities for growth or optimization. Strategic planning each quarter prevents stagnation and accelerates scaling. Annual reviews solidify financial independence. Review the entire year's progress. Evaluate multiple income streams, investments, savings, mindset, and personal growth. Celebrate successes and analyze failures. Adjust long-term goals for the next year. This comprehensive reflection ensures sustained growth and alignment with your vision. In addition to routines, habit stacking is effective. Combine small, positive financial actions into daily sequences. For example, tracking expenses, saving a small amount, and reading financial knowledge every morning creates momentum. Habits compound results over time and reduce reliance on willpower alone. Journaling is a powerful exercise. Record decisions, emotional responses, lessons learned, and strategies tried. Reviewing journals over time reveals patterns, strengths, and areas for improvement. Journaling creates clarity, accountability, and insight. Accountability partners or groups strengthen consistency. Share progress, strategies, and goals with someone you trust. Regular accountability meetings increase commitment and reduce the likelihood of derailing due to temptation, fear, or distraction. Finally, maintain flexibility. Life changes, markets shift, and opportunities evolve. Daily, weekly, and monthly routines should adapt as necessary. Consistency does not mean rigidity. It means applying principles in alignment with goals while adjusting to circumstances. Implementing these exercises and routines consistently turns financial knowledge into action. Action compounds like money. Daily habits, deliberate routines, and repeated reflections create growth, independence, and freedom over time. By embedding these practices into your daily life, you reinforce multiple income streams, disciplined saving, wise investing, mindset mastery, and risk management. You ensure that financial freedom is sustainable, adaptable, and long-lasting. The journey does not end here. These routines provide the foundation for continuous growth, scaling wealth, and creating impact. Applying them systematically transforms knowledge into real results. You are now equipped with strategies, mindset tools, systems, and practical routines to achieve and sustain financial independence. The choice to act consistently determines whether freedom becomes reality or remains a concept.